will present a program brief and highlight the significance of today's webinar. Sir, we request you to kindly address the participant.
Okay,
Over to
thank you,
you.
Gaurav.
Yeah, thank you.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of IITM EACP Center, I invite you all and welcome you all. Let me first give you a few words on EACP activities that are being organized by IITM Center. The Environmental Information Awareness Capacity Building and Livelihood Program, EACP, is a flagship initiative by MO, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Government of India. Through awareness programs, capacity building activities, publications, digital outreach, and stakeholder engagement, EAP centers work towards disseminating authentic environmental information and promoting environmental consciousness among citizens. As part of its World Environment Day 2026, the IITM EAP Center and NIOHR EAP Center both have aligned its awareness and outreach activities with the Mission Life theme, Adopt Healthy Lifestyle. Mission Life, Lifestyle for Environment, encourages individuals to make mindful and sustainable choices in their daily lives. A healthy lifestyle is not only essential for personal well-being, but also plays a vital role in conserving natural resources, reducing environmental impacts, and building climate resilience. By adopting sustainable food habits, eco-friendly practices, physical activity, and nature-positive behaviors, we can contribute to a healthier society and a healthier planet. With this objective, today's webinar has been designed to bring together experts from diverse fields to share practical insights and traditional wisdom that support both human health and environmental sustainability. We are privileged to have two distinguished speakers with us today. One is our first speaker, Dr. Swati Sachdev, Assistant Professor, ERA University, Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh, will deliver an expert talk on adopting Indian traditional agricultural practices for a healthy lifestyle and sustainable environment. Her session will highlight the relevance of traditional agriculture practices in promoting sustainable food systems, environmental conservation, and healthier lifestyles. The second expert talk will be delivered by Dr. Yuvraj Paul, Senior Medical Officer, National Institute of Naturopathy, Pune, Maharashtra, on the topic Adopt Healthy Lifestyle for Sustainable Well-being. His session will focus on holistic health, preventive care, and the importance of healthy habits for long-term well-being and sustainable living. I'm confident that both sessions will provide valuable knowledge, practical guidance, and inspiration to all the participants. Once again, I welcome you all to this World Environment Day 2026 webinar and wish you an enriching and insightful learning experience. Thank you. Thank you very much. Request Gaurav to overtake.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for your valuable remarks and for highlighting the objective of today's webinar. We shall now proceed to our first expert session. For that, I would like to invite Mr. Ajay Niraj, Program Officer, NIHR EICP Center, to kindly introduce our expert of the day. Over to you, Ajay ji. Hello, Ajay ji, are you there?
Hello. Are you hearing my voice?
Yes, please.
Okay. Thank you, Gauraji, and thank you, Murthy sir.
Thank you.
It is a great honor and privilege to introduce our esteemed speaker, Dr. Swati Sachdeva, Assistant Professor from ERA University, Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh. Dr. Swati Sachdeva, distinguished environmental scientist, researcher, and academician with a strong commitment to environmental sustainability, ecological restoration, and sustainable agriculture. She had earned her PhD in environmental science from Baba Saheb Bhimrao Ambedkar University, where he research focused on enhance the biological control of plant disease through the beneficial microorganism. She also a gold medalist in MSc Environmental Science, and he has qualified UGC NET JRF and ASRB NET in environmental science. Her research contributions have gained the national and international recognition. She has authored and co-authored numerous high-impact research papers, reputed journals, with the work receiving the more than 2100 citation and H-index with 14, reflecting the significant impact of her research in scientific community. She has also authored a book, scholar book, titled with the reactive oxygen species in plants, the right balance, and contributed several books chapters published by leading international publishers, including Springer and CRC Press. Over the years, she has worked with the primary research institutions such as NBRI, CSIR NBRI, and CSIR IITR, Indian Institute of Toxicology Research, contributing to research projects to environmental monitoring, toxicology, sustainable resource management. Her expertise span the plant microbiology instruction, bioremediation, phytoremediation, climate change adaptation, environmental pollution, and sustainable agriculture practices. Beyond the research, Dr. Sachdeva, active mentor, educator, and resource person, was delivered invited lectures and presented her work at numerous national and international conferences. Through her teaching, research, and outreach activities, she continues his inspire students to research to develop the innovative solution to environmental challenges. So now, on this World Environment Day 2026, I am very privileged to invite Dr. Swati Sachdeva among with us, and her remarkable accommodation and achievement impactful for research contribution and dedication to the environmental stewardship. Now, I want to again welcome to Dr. Sachdeva ma'am to deliver today's lecture. Swati ma'am, now over to you.
Thank you, Ajay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, now I'm sharing my slides.
Okay, ma'am. And make it slide so more.
Yeah, just a minute. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good morning to all. I'm Dr. Swati Sachdev, Assistant Professor of Environmental Science, teaching at the ERA University, Lucknow. Today I'm going to present Adopting Indian Traditional Agricultural Practices for Healthy Lifestyle and Sustainable Environment. First, we start with the good health. What is a good health? According to WHO, good health can be defined as the state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. Actually, a good health is a state of a good well-being. So, what is the well-being? Well-being can be defined as a state being happy, healthy, comfortable, and satisfied. It means that being a disease-free person doesn't mean that you are healthy person and you have a good well-being, but being in a state that where you are happy, feeling comfortable and satisfied, and have an energy to do your all-day tasks, then it will be considered as the well-being. The well-being include 8 dimensions, which apart from the physical, mental, and social component,
રવિવારે જીપીએસસી આપી છે મારા જે બધા
it also
આન્સર
includes
મૂક્યું હોય ને
occupational, financial, environmental, spiritual, intellectual, as well as the emotional components. So, why this well-being or the good health is important for the human being? Because if a person is having a good health or having a good well-being, then only that person can navigate and achieve his or her goal in other life, and can develop a life which is stress-free. Then can person develop a stress resilience, and that person will be able to have a good future. So, what are the factors or how a person can improve the well-being? By adopting a healthy lifestyle is the main way by which a person can improve his or her well-being. So a good lifestyle includes eating healthy, doing exercise, having a good sleep, keeping the things simple, thinking positively, and also by keeping our environment clean and green. If we talk about the exercise, so daily exercising for 30 minutes to 45 minutes increase the decrease the stress hormone and increase the hormone responsible for happy moods. So, including the exercise in your routine life can improve your well-being of the person. Secondly, good sleep. Taking a sleep for 7 to 8 hours can improve the mental, physical, even the social condition of a person. Then keeping the things simple. It means that focusing on the things which are actually important for a person's life. Thinking about the things which are not actually important or keep any importance in a personal life, they just ruin the lifestyle of a person. Therefore, it is important and essential to keep your life simple. Then next is the thinking positively. By adopting the gratitude and a mindful routine, mindful life can make a person think positively, which can rewire their neural pathway of a person. Then the next two factors that can improve the health lifestyle of a person include the healthy eating and the environment, a safe and a clean environment. So before discussing the about the healthy environment and the healthy eating habit, first we will discuss about the One Health. As per the philosophical concept, One Health is a concept that states that human beings cannot live in a silo or in the vacuum. For a good human health, they are dependent upon the animal health, plant health, as well as on the environmental health. So, if a person wants to have a good health, then they are supposed to be with the good environment and with the good animal or the other living organisms. So, attaining a One Health is important to achieving a healthy lifestyle, and this can be improved or this can be achieved through a sustainable agricultural practices. So at present, what are the problems which we are facing related to the agricultural activities? Today, we have adopted a green revolution. The conventional agricultural practices which we have adopted, they have several benefits for on the environment as well as for the human beings, such as they help us to produce crop all year around. Secondly, it produces food high enough to feed the global population, particularly the increasing global population. Next, this conventional or green revolutionary agricultural practices can effectively manage the plant diseases, which can reduce the stress on the plant, which is continuously increasing because of the climate change and the activities, anthropogenic activities, which we are doing on a regular basis. Next, the conventional agricultural practices has reduced the manual and the load on the animals. Such as earlier we were supposed to use the bullock carts or the bullock machines for tilling activities. But nowadays we use mechanized tool for the tillage purpose. And a next benefit which is associated with the cultural agricultural activities include the cost efficiency. These activities are cost efficient because controlling the plant diseases and improving the crop production can reduce the amount of the money is being invested. Apart from that, it results into production of high economic gains. So, but these conventional agricultural practices are associated with several drawbacks. For example, for conventional agriculture, we use high amount of the agrochemicals. These are the chemicals which, after applying to the environment, they become a part of our environment and they cause deterioration by reducing the natural microbes, and other living organism in the soil as well as in the aquatic ecosystem. They alter the physicochemical properties of the soil as well as of the water. Next, a drawback associated with the conventional agricultural practices is the use of high intensive methods. As we discussed that in the conventional agricultural practices, now we are using mechanized tools and machines which run on the fossil fuel, so they require a high energy input. Apart from that, conventional agriculture require high water demand because the rice or other crops which we are growing in the conventional agriculture, they are they have been designed to require more water, and then because of the cultivation of such crop, they result into production of the high carbon footprint. For example, rice, which is grown in the submerged water condition, it result into the anaerobic respiration by the roots, which ultimately result into production of the methane gas, and thus resulting or increasing the global warming and greenhouse effect. For then again, by using the agrochemicals continuously in the agricultural field, they result into the soil degradation. Because of the continuous use of these agrochemicals, the soil fertility is decreasing, the soil salinity is continuously increasing, and as we discussed that it also diminishes the growth of the microorganism as well as other flora and fauna in the soil, which actually participate in improving the soil fertility. So, because of vanishing or diminishing in their abundance, result into the soil degradation. Even past few years, it has been reported that because of the contamination of our food, severe problems has been reported in the people. For example, in Buldhana district of the Maharashtra, people reported certain hair loss, even the nail deformities, which was caused due to presence of the selenium in the wheat. So the conventional agricultural activities which we are performing at present time, they have become a source of contamination of the chemicals in the food system and the food chain. Again, because of use of agrochemicals, particularly pesticide, the presence of these residue in the food or the spices has been reported. For instance, in 2024, the spices sold by the Everest and the MDH masalas have been found to contain the ethylene oxide, the pesticide above the permissible regulatory limit in Singapore and Hong Kong, because of which the sales of these spices was suspended. So, what are we doing or what we are eating? We are eating a food which is totally is contaminated with different kinds of contaminants in the food which is adulterated. So it's a high time to shift towards some sustainable practices that can reduce the contamination in the food and can provide actually a healthy life to a human being. So, for having a safe food and for producing a healthy environment, it is important to adopt the technologies or adopt the practices which are based on the Indian traditional agricultural practices. So, first we'll discuss about what are the traditional practices or traditional knowledge means. The knowledge which are being passed from generation to generation within a community, indigenous or local community, is known as the traditional knowledge. In India, from us, our ancestor, we have gained several knowledges related to the agricultural activities, which are actually improve the environmental condition as well as reduce the contamination of the food material, leading to a healthy life and a well-being. So the Indian traditional agriculture, what benefits they provide to the human being? as well as to the environment? First of all, they promote the ecological restoration. By using the traditional method, we can naturally restore the soil or the ecosystem which has been contaminated by different kinds of xenobiotic compound. Then it also helps in improving the fertility, as by using the traditional method which support the life of the soil microflora and fauna, the soil fertility automatically gets improved. Then by this, as I told, it help in improving the microbial flora and fauna in the soil, as well as the growth of the other organism in soil. So it also prevent the biodiversity loss. It help in the mitigation of the climate change. Again, these Indian traditional agricultural practice do not support the use of the agrochemicals. Thus, they reduce the load of the agrochemicals and the pollution caused by them. Further, it helps in to conserve water resources because it adequates the cultivation of the crops which are actually less water intensive. Further, it promotes the sustainable development, that is not only the environment, but it's going to improve the health of the human being, that is it will improve the societal condition, and then it also help in increasing the economic gains. So these adopting these traditional agricultural practices are actually important for us to improve the agricultural produce, as well as to have a healthy food and a healthy lifestyle. And these traditional agricultural practices has been given and has been described in the Vedic text, as well as in the book Krishi Prarashar. So, what are the traditional agronomic practices? Such as mixed cropping and intercropping. These are the method in which different types of crops are grown together. But there is a minor difference. Intercropping means growing different crops but in a sequence or in a proper manner. Whereas in a mixed cropping, generally the plants are planted in a random manner. What are the benefit of using these methods? These methods help preventing the pest and pathogen affecting the food crop naturally. Secondly, by growing the 2 or 3 crops all together, improve the soil fertility naturally and reduce the impact of the agrochemical. Next method is the integrated farming. Integrated farming is the practices which has been done from long time in India. It includes the production or the cultivation crop along with the cultivation or animal husbandry, as well as the fish cultivation. These activities not just help in improving the agricultural produce, but these activities help in the improving the soil condition naturally. For example, by growing the crop, we can gain a food crop, food material, but by cultivating livestock and fishes, the waste product generated, that is the excreta, can be used as a natural fertilizer in the soil, thereby increasing the soil fertility. Next is the agroforestry. Planting the trees along with the agricultural or the crop plants can also help improve the soil fertility and help in the ecosystem restoration. Next is the crop rotation. Cultivating or planting crops by shifting or by rotating one by one per season help to replenish the essential nutrient in the soil. This leads to the less dependency on the agrochemicals. Then next is the use of the organic compost and Jivamrit. Organic compost, which is being produced by using different plant materials, can help improve the fertility of the soil as well as the plant growth. These composts, which are being produced from the waste organic materials, contain high nutritional content, and as well as support the growth of the microorganism. Next is the use of a Jeev Amrit. This is a method, or this is a technique in which different kinds of natural materials such as cow dung, jaggery are mixed together and then supplied to the plant and soil. This naturally provide the essential nutrients to the plants, thereby reducing the use of the agrochemicals and improving the plant growth. Next is the use of the green mulches. Nowadays, it has been seen that people are using plastic mulches. These mulches actually help us to reduce the soil erosion, prevent water loss, and it improves the plant growth. But because of the use of the plastic mulches, which ultimately disintegrate into soil, increase the risk of the microplastic pollution in the soil. These microplastics contain several additives, dyes, phthalate esters, which ultimately affect the soil microflora and soil uh, ecosystem, and also these microplastics reduce the fertility of the soil. Therefore, shifting from plastic mulches to the green mulches can be a sustainable method which is being practiced from long before in India. Using the dried and waste crop residue on a soil to cover the soil surface can also help in reducing the soil erosion, also provide nutrient to the soil, and retain the moisture content in the soil. So, adopting a green mulches can be a most sustainable and effective method to improve the soil fertility as well as cultivating the crops. Then, next method is the use of natural pest repellents and beach umbrella. So, after improving the crop fertility, next most important thing is to reduce the biotic stress on the plants. Today, we are totally dependent on the chemical pesticide, which actually not only kill the designated or targeted pest and pathogen, but they are also harmful for the other beneficial organism present in the soil, which ultimately affect the soil fertility. So we have to shift toward the natural method for controlling the pest, as these natural materials have target specificity and does not affect other microorganism or other organism. So natural pest repellents such as use of the neem and other material natural microorganism can help in eliminating the plant disease causing pest and pathogens. Then beach umbrella. That means coating a seed with natural ingredients can help to improve the crop fertility, crop growth, as well as reducing the risk of pest and pathogen infestation later on in their life. Next method is encouraging interruption in field. These methods can also help in reducing the risk of pest and pathogens infestation on the crop materials. For example, planting a crop between the main food crop which have the ability to attract the pest and pathogen can reduce the infestation on the main food crop. So this method can naturally expel the disease causing pests and pathogens from the crop plants. And then we have often seen that people install the scarecrow in their field. This is not something to frighten the people, but this is a method by which uh, farmers try to reduce or repel the pest that can affect the crop plant, particularly crows and others animals that can impact the crop plants can be expelled from the field by using these scarecrows. Second, next method is the rainwater harvesting, as water is a very crucial component required for the human living as well as for the cultivation of the crops. So, conserving water resource is the most important thing, and we have seen that due to the climate change and the anthropogenic activity, the water has become the one of the major limiting resource for every activity. So, therefore, conserving or harvesting rainwater can be one of the methods to protect and conserve the water resources. Uh, Generally, when we talk about the rainwater harvesting, we think about the rainwater harvesting which are being installed in houses. But these rainwater harvesting techniques are uh, old techniques which are being used by the people since many decades. In different region of the India, people use these methods which are named as they are recognized with the different names like Kus, Johars, Khadans, Steppers. These are different kinds of structure which are being constructed to uh, collect the water which is being came down in a form of a rain to the earth, and then diverting these water for their best use. For example, Kus, these are the methods which are being adopted in the Himachal Pradesh. The river water is diverted by drawing a channels, and due to the terrain, the water flows without the use of energy, and this water is used for irrigation in the agricultural field. This method not only reduces the energy input, but this method also helps in conserving the water resource. Then next is the johars or khadins. These are the structures are designed in the Rajasthan area in India. These are the dwellings, ponds like dwelling made on the earth surface in which the water coming from the rain or dripping down from the mountains gets collected and can be used whenever is required. Next method is the steppers, oftenly in Uttar Pradesh and Delhi. These kind of structures are oftenly seen. These are the structure which have a steps in the sides, and in the center area the water is get collected. These steppers are actually an important area which help in recharge of the nearby areas. So, rainwater harvesting is a crucial for agricultural activities and thus help in the water conservation. So, by adopting these methods, we can actually improve the agricultural activity and the output without causing any harm to the environment. And if the environment is safe, environment is green, then obviously this will going to affect the human lifestyle and the human beings, resulting into the good health. So apart from the good health, good environmental condition, good agricultural practices also help in producing the food that actually support good health in the human beings. So healthy eating can also be embraced by adopting the Indian traditional styles. That means eating the food as people used to eat during the olden age. In our Ayurvedic, there are certain principles which dictates the method by which if we adopt these method, then we can obtain or we can inherit the good health. So these Ayurvedic principles are eating seasonal food, particularly fruits and vegetables which are grown seasonally. They should be eating according to the season, because the seasonal food, in when they are most cultivated or when they are most produced, they have the maximum nutrition level that actually improves the human health. Then mindful eating and portion control is also one of the important thing which is a part of a healthy eating. Mindful eating, which means that while eating your food, be conscious about what you are eating without without diverting your mind to the television or the mobile phone. Then the next thing is the portion control. The food what you are eating should include a balanced diet. That means it include all the nutrition which are actually essential for a healthy life. Then next is the use of the native spices. In India, we are blessed with several spices like turmeric, asafoetida, cumin seeds, black pepper, etc. These spices are actually a boon for the human health. These spices not only add taste to the food, but they also provide several advantages to the human health. For example, adding a black pepper in our food improve the curcumin absorption in our body from the turmeric, which is important to fortify our immune system. Therefore, using these native spices in a balance can also improve our health. Next is the having a balanced thali, which means your food should contain at least 25% of the whole grain, which include whole wheat or millets, brown rice, black rice, etc. Then it also should increase 25% of the lentils, that means pulses, your chickpeas, and kidney beans that are the good source of the uh, amino acid to the human beings or the proteins to the human being. Then our food should include 40% of vegetables, which add fiber to our thali or to our food. Then 10% of healthy fats and probiotics. Healthy fats, which uh, it help us to absorb several food fat soluble vitamins in our body. Thus, having a healthy fat in our food can help to maintain the vitamin balance in our body. Then, consuming a traditional Indian diet. What should be included in our traditional Indian diet apart from the percentage of different material? The food should include the whole grains and the millets. Millets are the coarser grain food that can be included in our diet. This does not only provide the carbohydrate and fiber to a person, but they are also essential for maintaining the health of a person. For example, ragi is a good source of calcium in a human body. Then next is the plant-based protein. As we discussed, chickpea, kidney beans, pulses are the good plant-based source which increase the protein in a human body. Then a fermented food, which is known as the a friend of our gut, which means they improve the gut microbiome in a human body. Then having a healthy fat is also essential. Then what should we avoid to have a healthy lifestyle? We should try to avoid the processed and the ultra processed food as well as the sugary and the fried foods. Then now we'll discuss about the importance of millet cultivation in perspective of our health and environmental benefit. We should, as in the lifestyle for environment, introduced by the our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, he emphasized on the cultivation of the millet. This millet cultivation not only improve diversity in our food, but it also affect the health and the environment in a positive manner. For example, cultivation of a millet not improves the water conservation, reduces the greenhouse emission, require less chemical for their growth, improves the soil restoration. It has the low glycemic index and are the dense nutrient based food material. Millet can require only 200 to 300 liters of water per kg, whereas producing rice or wheat require around 3,000 to 8,000 liters of water per kg, which means by cultivating millet, we can conserve our nutritious water resources. Then, as we already discussed, that while cultivating rice field, we require a flooded soil, so which result into the anaerobic condition resulting in the production of a methane gas, which is a greenhouse gas and result into the global warming. But by replacing rice with the millet, can reduce the production of the methane gas. Moreover, the time consumed by the millets to grow and harvest is nearly 45 to 70 days, which is much lesser than the rice cultivation. So this decreases the carbon gas emission also. Then less chemical dependency. Millet is a kind of crop that require less nutrient in the soil and can even tolerate hard condition as well as can resist the pests. Therefore, by cultivating millet, we can reduce the use of the agrochemicals and then we can reduce the environmental pollution. Next, because of the long deep root of the millet, we can also prevent soil erosion, increase the water infiltration into the soil, thus restoring the soil quality. Okay? Apart from the environmental benefit, millet cultivation also has certain health benefits, such as it has the low glycemic index. These millets, different kinds of millet, are packed with complex dietary fibers and are resistant in starch, which reduce or which slow down the release of the glucose in our body. Then, as we have discussed, that the millet contain or millets are rich in the nutrient, and thus consuming these millet can naturally improve the nutrient level in a human body. For example, use of a bajra can increase the iron and zinc in a human body, and similarly, use of a ragi can improve the calcium content in a human beings. So ultimately, the adopting Indian traditional agricultural practices is a way or it's a path which actually can lead us to a healthy lifestyle as well as the sustainable environment by protecting our ecosystem and restoring the degraded environment and ecosystem. It can improve the soil health as well as the human health and also help in mitigating the climate change. Thus, adopting these habits are crucial for all the human beings. With this, I just like to thank you for listening my lecture. Thank you, everyone. If you have any question, then please ask.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Swati Madam, for your insightful talk on adapting Indian traditional agriculture practices for healthy lifestyle and sustainable environment. Your valuable insight on sustainable agriculture and healthy living were truly informative and inspiring. Now we will take, as you told, the question from the audience, and for that I request Mr. Rutvik, IT officer from IIT ACB Center, to present the question on behalf of participant. Over to you, Rutvik.
Yes, thank you, Gaurav. So, ma'am, thank you very much for insightful session. So, our curious audience asked us some questions. So, how can technology help to revive traditional agricultural system?
Okay. So, as we talking about the technology, because of the technology, we can improve the production of different kind of a biopesticides, natural fertilizer that can be used along with the traditional methods to improve the soil fertility and the plant culture. Moreover, the technology can help us to improve the efficacy of these kind of a material, which ultimately improve the soil health.
Thank you, ma'am. Another
Madam, one question. Sorry.
Yes, yes, please.
I want to know about some examples of integrated farming.
Integrated farming. Okay. Integrated farming is a kind of a farming which not totally depend upon the either on the agrochemicals or in totally organic practices. It's a kind of method in which natural methods are preferred, and even after using the natural method, if the plant growth is being inhibited or the plant diseases are being increased, then a small portion of the agrochemicals can be used. So by using the integrated pest management technique, we can improve the food quality, we can improve the food production while reducing the usage of the agrochemicals. So I think
Thank you, madam.
yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, one more question, ma'am. Can traditional farming methods meet the food demands of growing population? What is your view, ma'am?
See, traditional methods, obviously, they were lacking in producing the enough amount of food, because of which we have shifted to the green revolution or the conventional methods of the farming. But integrating both of the techniques can actually help in producing or fulfilling the food demand. So, adopting the traditional methods such as use of the biofertilizer, biopesticides in the agriculture is important, but using the technologies that how we can improve the efficacy of these compounds can actually help us to produce the amount of a food that can result into the food security for the growing population.
Thank you, ma'am. Next question is, if a farmer wants to adopt that type of farming traditional practices, so what would you suggest the first step to adopt?
First of all, having a good knowledge how different methods can be integrated is essential. So, as farmers are mostly have less education level, so it is important at NGO, government, as well as at the institutional level that we should aware farmers about how they can adopt the traditional method for the agriculture and how these methods can be integrated with the modern practices, so they can easily grow crops by using both of the methods.
Next question, ma'am. How much of today's food quality depends on the seed itself, and how much depends on the farming method?
Both of the factors are important. Obviously, first of all, the seed quality is most important, because if it seed quality is good, then only it will result into a good plant growth. But if the farming methods are not sustainable, then even if we are having a good seed, they won't going to germinate and flourish into a good out. They won't going to give a good yield. So both of the things are important, a good seed as well as the farming methods.
Ma'am, any capacity building programs are driven by government. So,
There are several programs that are run by the government where they are using right now. I didn't remember the names of these activities, but yes, obviously government has initiated several programs like cultivation of millet crops all over the India, and they have promoted use of the millet crops in our food to restore the ecosystem as well as to improve the health conditions.
and last question, ma'am. So, do you think future food labels should include a soil health information along with the nutritional information?
Yes,
Nutritional information are there, but soil health and cultivation, which method is used? So, it's
yeah, they should be included in the future, because after including these information, we can actually adopt the best practices for the cultivation of different kinds of crop in different conditions.
thank you, ma'am,
Thank you.
to answering the questions of the audience. So anyone can from attendees can answer ask the question. Okay, thank you very much. Now over to you, Gaurav.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. Lutfi. We shall now move to our second expert talk. I think Yuvraj sir has joined, and it is my pleasure, privilege to introduce our distinguished expert speaker, Dr. P. Yuvraj Paul. Dr. Yuvraj Paul is currently serving as a senior medical officer at the National Institute of Naturopathy, Pune. under the Ministry of Ayush, Government of India. He is a renowned naturopathy and yoga physician with 19 years of experience in clinical practice, teaching, research, and administration. He holds a Bachelor Naturopathy and Yogic Science from Dr. MGR Medical University, Chennai, and MSc in Diabetic and Food Service Management from IGNOU, New Delhi, and an MBA in Healthcare Management. He has also completed a fellowship in research methods at the National Institute of Naturopathy, Pune. Over the years, Dr. Paul has made significant contribution to the promotion of naturopathy, yoga, and holistic healthcare. He has headed various departments at the National Institute of Naturopathy and played a leading role in establishing the Department of Naturopathy Diet Center, promoting importance of natural nutrition and healthy dietary practices for disease prevention and overall well-being. He actively contributes to research, education, and policy development. He is an associate editor of Nisargopchar Varta, which is